In this video, we will look at properties and how you can buy them for lower than the market price. Now, many times banks seize the properties when their owners fail to pay their EMI payments for a long period of time. These properties are so-called foreclosed properties and banks put them for sale in auction in order to recover their dues back. Now, once the properties are seized by the banks, they are the rightful owners of the property under the SARFAESI Act and they have 100% legal rights to sell off these properties. These properties are mainly sold below the market price because the focus of the banks is mostly to recover the bank dues and not to make any profits. So you can strike a very good deal if you are ready to go through the process of buying a foreclosed property. Now, looking at pros of buying a foreclosed property, first is the price advantage. Now, auction properties are approximately 20 to 25% cheaper than the market price. Second is it is legal and it is safe. Now, banks or financial institutions approve loans after verification of all legal aspects only. Bank auctions are legally safe and fall under the SARFAESI Act and the DRT Act. Third is it is quickly processed. The entire transaction will be over in less than say 2 or 3 months of period. Ownership will be transferred within a month's time. While it's got pros, there are also cons of buying a foreclosed property. A, it is no guarantee of quality or internal condition. Now, banks cannot provide any disclosures as to property history or any conditional issues. Now, if there is any damage to the property, then the banks will not repair and give you that property for sale. Now, property conditions might be suspect due to damage done by upset homeowners because they haven't paid their EMIs. Second is it is heavy initial money is required for investment. Now, only serious buyers are entertained as you have to put a big amount as a guarantee. C, it is a tedious process. To some people, the process may seem too tedious and it is too daunting. Now, to find a foreclosed property, if you are looking for one, here is how you can do it. The data and information about this foreclosed properties are quite broken up. There is no single central database of information, but there is a division of a lot. Now, here are some ways you can find information about the foreclosed properties. You have online aggregators like foreclosureindia.com, npssource.com, Bank e-auctions and Bank DRT. Or look out for bank advertisements in local newspapers. You can also look for banners in banks, mainly targeting PSU banks. Now, let's say you have shortlisted the one you want. What's the next step of doing this? Once you get the preliminary information about an auction, you can visit the property along with the foreclosing bank's official. All exact information about the property is given on website, such as the name of the borrower of the property, the city, the country, the state which it belongs to, what is the reserve price of property, exact time and date of auction of property, and so on for a detailed information. What do you need to know is if you want to participate in the auction. Now, let's say you want to participate in the auction, you will need to submit an application and KYC, which is Know Your Customer documents, along with the bid value, which can range from 5% to 20% of the reserve price to the bank. Then on the main bidding day, whoever is the highest bidder wins, and then they have to pay the rest of money to secure that property. There may be some advances to be made and the remaining money has to be paid in the few weeks. So you can also go with a home loan if required, but remember that you will have to pay a decent amount in your hand in order to participate in the auction anyways. Also be aware of these small issues with the foreclosed property. Now, the issues might also be risen, such as the property is coming into your hands from another owner who was financially distressed, and there is a good chance that there might be some pending gas bills, electricity bills, pending property taxes, pending maintenance to the society and other expenses which needs to be paid. Banks are not going to recover these, and these are your headache. But even after paying this, you might be striking a great deal. Now, 3 precautions to take before buying a foreclosed property. First is do hire a lawyer so that all the legal papers can be checked thoroughly, especially if the amount involved is very massive. Second is do not buy a very old property, as that would require major renovations and that might cost you more. Third is the chance of early owners staying in the house is less because banks usually ask them to vacate before auctioning the property. Now, however, if the property is already let out, the tenants may also be staying in the house and it becomes your responsibility to move them out. Freeing a house of its tenant is difficult, especially if the tenant has been staying there for a long period of time. The best strategy is to avoid a house that is already occupied by tenants. Hope this information was useful, and I will see you in the next.